Thank you, and we will call our meeting to order. So at this time, we'll look at Section 2, approval of the agenda and changes. We do have some changes. We added item 7.25, purchase and sale agreement of real property in Baker, Florida, and authorization to advertise for a public hearing. We added item 7.26, Chattahoochee High School course code adoption for the 2023-2024 school year.
I'll move it.
Thank you. So we have a motion by Dr. White, seconded by Ms. Gardner. All in favor?
Aye.
And that carried unanimously. Thank you. Tonight, we don't have any recognitions, but we do have 4.1, appointment of Assistant Principal to 10-month Davidson Middle School, recommended by the Superintendent for approval.
Thank you, Madam Chair and School Board. I bring before you Ms. Carrie Rushmeyer. Ms. Rushmeyer has not only been teaching in Okaloosa County for the last 20 years, but she's also a product of the district herself. She graduated from Crestview High School in 1998 and then went on to receive a bachelor's degree in English from the University of West Florida. She later received her master's in educational leadership from the University of Texas at Arlington. She has taught 9th and 10th grade English and English honors, as well as AP Literature, ACE General Paper, and Credit Recovery. Ms. Rushmeyer started her career at Fort Walton Beach High School and has spent the last 19 years as a Bulldog at Crestview High School. She has one son, Braden, who graduated from Crestview last year, and one heck of a baseball player. And they live just over the state line in Florala, Alabama. She's looking forward to moving right across the field to Davidson in her new role as a proud Panther, if appointed. Ms. Carrie Rushmeyer.
Thank you. With that, I need a motion.
Madam Chair, I'll make that motion that we accept the superintendent's recommendation.
Thank you, Mr. Bryant. I need a second.
I'll second it.
Seconded by Ms. Savanchik. All in favor?
Aye.
And it carries unanimously.
Thank you so much. I would like to thank, first of all, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for giving me this opportunity. I would like to thank the board for your vote of confidence in me. Thank you so much to the superintendent for the same, and Dr. Hale for all of your guidance. Thank you so much to my friends and family, and especially my Bulldog family who has built me up for the last 19 years, actually even longer than that because I spent 4 years there as a student also. I look forward to the challenge. I look forward to a new exciting time, and once again, it's going to be great to be a Davidson Panther. Thanks.
Very good. Family, if you want to come forward.
You're going to do good up
I'll go tell them which ones.
All right, so you're gonna have to scooch in. Maybe somebody in the back there, maybe just up on the stage. Let's see. There we go, we can see you, there we go. Miss Claire, you're gonna have to step on a stool back. I know. All right, so. Can we bring somebody in front? There we go.
I can't get down there where it's saying select.
Well, we need to be able to see you.
That's a negative. I can't do that.
If I stand on my tiptoes, so
There we go, looking good. All right, make sure that you can see the camera. Make sure the camera can see you.
This just feels a little more. Take a bunch in case somebody that one behind Laura King. Everybody see. Okay, here we go. So take a bunch, so just keep smiling. Got it. Thank you.
Okay.
And just so you guys know, if you need to leave right now, that is just fine with us. Otherwise, you're quite welcome to stay for the rest of our business meeting, but we understand if you want to go and celebrate elsewhere. We'll wait just a minute, and give them time to clear. And that brings us to Section 5, Public Comment, Agenda Items Only, the blue card version, and I have not received any blue cards tonight. Section 6, we had good staff reports this morning. Thank you for that, Superintendent and your staff. Section 7, Consent Agenda, we have about 26 items we went over this morning. I need a motion.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Bryant. I need a second.
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Gardner. All in favor?
Aye.
And it carried it unanimously. Thank you. That brings us down to Section 8. 8.1 and 8.2 were information only. 8.3, request to allocate a route coordinator, 1 year only, presented by Dr. Hale. I need a motion.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Dr. White, seconded by Mr. Bryant. All in favor?
Aye.
And it carried it unanimously. 8.4, proposed fiscal year 2023-2024 salary schedule for substitute and temporary personnel, presented by Julie Perry.
Move it.
Moved by Ms. Gardner. Need a second?
Second.
Seconded by Dr. White. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, and that carries unanimously. 8.5, out-of-field report for the 2023-2024 school year, presented by Sharon Duran.
I'll move it.
Moved by Ms. Evanchik,
Second.
second by Mr. Bryant. All in favor?
Aye.
And that, too, carried unanimously. 8.6, employment separations, presented by Dr. Hale.
I'll move it.
Moved by Ms. Gardner,
Second.
seconded by Ms. Evanchik. All in favor?
Aye.
Carries unanimously. 8.7, personnel recommendations, presented by Dr. Hale. Need a
Move it.
Moved by Dr. White. I need a
Second.
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 Seconded by Mr. Bryant. All in favor?
Aye.
And that carries unanimously. 8.8, employee transfers, presented by Lee Hale.
Move it.
Moved by
I'll
Ms.
second it.
Gardner and seconded by Ms. Evanchik. All in favor?
Aye.
And that carries unanimously. 8.9, employee suspension.
I'll move it.
Moved by Ms. Evanchik,
Second.
seconded by Ms. Gardner. All in favor?
Aye.
Carries unanimously. 8.10, leave without pay, presented by Dr. Hale.
Move it.
Moved by Dr. White,
second it.
seconded by Ms. Evanchik. All in favor?
Aye.
And that carried unanimously. Section 9, discussion agenda, we had nothing moved there. 10, we're all excited to hear the construction program owners' representatives' business. I know you had a good, robust meeting this morning.
We did, Madam Chair, and as you know, you got your printout there. Just so the public knows, we have updated the website for all of the projects that are going on. So in the spirit of time, I'm going to just highlight a couple of items on here that have stood out. And one of those is, of course, the classroom additions that are that we are doing right now. Silver Sands is actually being occupied, but I have to do a shout out to Jacob Stighton and everybody that was involved in the Longwood construction. For them to pull off what they did over the summer was absolutely amazing. And, you know, I can't wait for everybody to go in there and at least take a look at the classrooms. I know some board members have already been in there. Mr. Chambers, I know, has been there. So really exciting to see that our last pod school, our, you know, open concept school, is now officially closed in, and it looks awesome in there. We do have some other projects that are going on that I think are worth noting, and of course the multi-purpose rooms are now, every multi-purpose room is under construction. There is some steel coming up finally at Niceville. Things are starting to happen there, but we are still looking at another year before all of those projects, year to 18 months before all of those multi-purpose rooms are up and running. But as you can go by, you can see a lot of the construction is happening. Fort Walton Beach is going to be the first one to be finished. And we're hoping around October that's going to be the first one to be completed. And then if you notice next door, the Central Administration Complex is well underway. When we were having the meeting today, we couldn't help but hear, we thought was jet planes, but no, it was actually all the construction that's going on next door. So really excited to see that. That's going to put this, really make this the Central Complex once all is said and done with. And then finally, just another quick thing here is that we're looking at the HVAC projects that are coming up, and really excited about this. The HVAC projects. This is we're actually replacing air conditioning units, getting the schools caught up. A lot of these HVAC issues are ones that are, instead of them breaking down, we're replacing them before they break down. So get some more life out of them. But really excited about all of that. If you see, like I said right before you, we have 37 task orders, but that's going to change at the next school board meeting. We're going to be adding some more, so that's really exciting, and I can't wait to share that with you when we get to the next meeting. But if, like I said, the public can go look on the webpage, and we have all of the updated projects there from what you see, what we have in our hands right now. So.
I think it's great how fast they're coming, especially with this heat. Because I was at Baker last week out there, just checking it out, and I felt for those guys. And it was it was about 9:30, 10 o'clock, but still, and pouring that concrete and everything. It's amazing that they can keep on going with. I know they're acclimated more than I am,
Right.
but they still.
Well,
This has been extreme heat.
a lot of the actual construction is going well ahead of schedule. It's getting the guts of the building there,
Yeah.
the power panels, true air conditioning units. We've ordered, 6 months to a year out in advance, and still on a delayed issue. Delayed getting them to the schools, but the construction part of it, that's rolling right along. It's just the guts of the building is what's causing the backups. So.
Supply chain issues
Supply
continue.
chain, yes.
That's right. Thank you. And that brings us to section 11, attorney's business.
Yes, ma'am. 2 items tonight. First, I would request that the board consider the designee for the contract with Lotus Learning to be the superintendent, authorizing him to approve and authorize services under that agreement.
You require a motion?
Yes,
A
ma'am.
second?
I'll make that motion, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Moved by Mr. Bryant,
I'll second it.
seconded by Ms. Vanchuk. All in favor?
Aye.
And that carried unanimously.
And then secondly, we'd ask your authorization tonight for the superintendent to sign vehicle title documents related to FSBIT claims when they need to salvage a vehicle, and we need your authority for him to do that.
I'll move it.
Moved by Dr. White. I need a second.
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Gardner. All in favor?
Aye.
And that carried unanimously as well.
Thank you, ma'am.
Anything else? Thank you. That brings us to superintendent's business. Always exciting.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair, School Board. As you know, we presented updates this morning as it pertained to hiring, as it pertained to enrollment, and in the curriculum area. And I do not have anything further tonight, so thank you.
Thank you. That brings us to board members' announcements and/or requests for information. This morning I started with Ms. Ivanchik. Ms. Gardner wasn't here, but I'll start with Mr. Bryant this evening.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and
We're glad you're back.
I made all my comments this morning, so just want to wish everybody again a good start to the school year, and let's make it the best school year ever.
Thank you. Dr. White?
Well, just to express my appreciation to the superintendent who went with me to visit some of our area schools, and this was right before school opened, and as usual, our folks were there working and getting everything
To the
in
minute.
place, and it was kind of hard to schedule with his schedule. Often it would get preempted, but it wasn't his fault, but we finally put it together, and we'll be doing that some more, and I know my colleagues on the board will be doing the same. So thank you. And that's
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. White. Ms. Gardner, we're glad you had a safe trip back.
Thank you. I wasn't here this morning, but I did watch the playback to get caught up this morning. And Dr. Hale, thank you for all of your information, and please thank your team. because I know that's not when you're out trying to recruit and to get our employees here. You don't do that just a month or two out. You've been doing this all year. So thank you in your effort for doing this, because I've been listening to the news and what's going on in other districts. Even though we have the numbers that 50-something, listening to other districts, I was very thankful that we only had 50-something. And completely agree, I think Mr. Horton maybe mentioned it during the enrollment, with that I think it's very wise that we're not putting just anybody in our classrooms, that we really are looking at what we're doing right there, because these are the children that we are taking care of, whether it's on the bus, in the lunchroom, or in the classroom. So thank you for keeping that in mind right there, their safety. Again, watching the playback, I noticed all my friends right over here all had on their school shirts, so I could
He was not gonna miss
I
that.
could not miss that. So Fort Walton Beach High School, I'm in that district and also a graduate of it, and I think I saw that Mr. Martello, was that the year you graduated on the back, or you
No,
started the
not
district?
quite.
Because I don't
Yes.
want that on the back of my
He
shirt.
always has to bring that out.
Okay. When I saw that, I went, no, not putting that on the back of my
Yeah.
shirt, but that is such a great idea right
You
there.
shouldn't tell us
It
what
was.
you don't like.
I know, there you go.
He says that the year I was the Okaloosa County District Teacher of the Year was the year he graduated from Baker.
Well, and I think Mr. Bryant has mentioned when I graduated, he was starting kindergarten, so I'll never forget that.
You know, they just,
I was in the 10th grade when Miss Ivanchek started.
Okay, you can just sit there quietly, Mr. Bryant. But I just want to mention
they're
that.
just jealous that we've made it this far, so.
Yeah, exactly. This coming Saturday, Hype on the Harbor. It's going to be at the Destin Harbor Village, where the big green Emerald Grand Hotel is right there. We did that last year, and all of the high schools came out. They did like a mini pep rally. It was so exciting to see, and I know Dr. Hell, you did the MC last year and did an awesome job. I don't know if you're going to do that again this year. It's going to be hot, but it was so exciting to see. I was out there to watch Fort Walton, but to see all of the schools out there and to see the cheerleaders and the football players and the band and the parents, and it really was exciting. It's a great way to kick off our Friday Night Lights. I'd like to encourage everybody to come out, even if you have a child or student. It's really a fun event, but also it's a great way to kick off our Friday Night Lights. So come on out, and another plug is free parking. And that doesn't happen often around there, the Harbor Walk Village, so come on out and join that. It's a great way to kick off the year. So I think that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Miss Avenger.
Nothing except that, believe it or not, sports are starting this week.
I
Like you
know.
said, football, Friday night's gonna be hot, oh my gosh, but
Yeah.
I just wanna wish all the students well and safe seasons, and hope that they can do a great job, so that's it, thank you.
Absolutely. Well, I had a list that I announced this morning, so I won't go over all of those, but I did have a request for some dates.
Yep.
So, Mr. Bryant, I know you like those, and Ms. Gardner, so I have a few that we can be looking forward to. So the first holiday of this school year is only 21 days away till Labor Day on September the 4th. And then we're 53 days away from the end of the first grading period, October the 6th, followed by the Teacher Workday Student Holiday on October the 9th. And then Veterans Day, November the 10th, holiday is 88 days away. Thanksgiving holidays are 97 days away. And for all of you looking forward to Christmas break, winter break, and the end of first semester, we are 128 days away from that. So I thought you might. Yeah, oh no, it'll be a little bit cooler. Yes, and that is all that I have. And so, anybody from the district have anything you want to add? Our union representatives? So that brings us to section 14, public comment, the yellow card version. And again, I did not receive any of those this evening. And so, that brings us then, if nothing else for the good of the order, for adjournment. Thank you for your kind attention this evening.